Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about Gnostic spirituality. In this video, God has guided me to take further discussion about certain notes I take to explain the notes. Basically, I'm just journaling as I'm doing my spiritual fighting, because I will write different books on different topics. One will be my PhD thesis, which will be a book in itself. Another one will be different type of healings. Another one will be different type of spiritual fightings, and so on. And while I do the journaling, which is noted in the Akashic records for those for whom the divine realm decides to give access to knowledge and information, aside from that, I take sometimes notes, things which I feel like I should share and I shouldn't forget to share when I make the video. But I never know when I get to make the video. That's the problem. God decides when, and sometimes it's rather late. Anyhow, today God wanted me to talk about the new beginnings and how they steal your new beginning. You need to understand that throughout your life you had many new beginnings. You have done the spiritual fighting. If you walk the straight line, of course, not some of these individuals who are working for convents and mercenaries to steal rights and to steal identities and so on. So if you didn't do this and you walked with God, then you for sure did spiritual fighting without consciously knowing it. Every time when you were faced with a choice, it's an entity which is trying to lure you into making the wrong choice. If you make the right choice, that means you broke bondage already. Now, in order for this to bring fruits into your life, to bring rewards, you need to bring all of this on conscious level. Namely, you need to understand what kind of spiritual fighting you did, because you did the spiritual fighting, but you did it without consciously knowing it. So you, on mental level, do not acknowledge your victory, and you do not claim your victory and your reward. And this is the problem in manifesting. You see how they already started cursing me. This is the problem with manifesting. You don't manifest right when you are not aware of all of this. You're not aware of the spiritual fighting you've done, of victory you have gained, and you don't feel entitled to a reward. You know, so even when you pray to God, you can pray but without being able to manifest. If you're not aware and you don't feel entitled, and you are not aware and you don't feel entitled, when you have done spiritual fighting, you won, but it's somehow without you consciously realizing it and understanding fully exactly against whom you fought, who sent that entity to you, what were their goals. And this is something that you will learn through your conscious spiritual fighting. Yeah. Anyhow, God wanted me to talk about how they steal your new beginning and your victory. Basically, this is one way, because you don't know that you have a new beginning. Yeah. When you have a new beginning, what happens is that literally you close the cycle with a bondage. You broke that bondage. You won without even knowing. Yeah. Because you made the right choice. Simple as this. It's even if it's about a love relation, even if it's about a family relation, even if it's about work relation, still you have choices to make. You stand up for yourself. That means you break the bondage which they were trying to create on you. You have a victory, and you will close that cycle, and you will have a new beginning with God sending to you all your divine rights. But you are not aware of it. You do not you do not feel entitled to one, because you're just not aware of everything that happened. I know this from experience because God has shown to me throughout time that was a new beginning. I sent you this because you want this, and I didn't know that I was, in a new beginning because I want this and that and this and that, and this they take advantage of it. Because when you have a new beginning, what happens is that all your divine rights are being activated. Everything. Again, I say, like in the previous video, go look on the astrology natal chart and you will see that you have so many houses, and on each house you have gifts from God. You have divine rights for happy family, for prosperity financially, for resources for a big business because you're a good business person, for so and so, for academic because you're supposed to be a teacher, for academic work, writing books, doing speeches, public speaking, and so many others. Yeah, just check that on Google and you will see how many houses there are. That many fields in your life receive new opportunities in a new beginning. But if you're not aware of it, they will steal it from you, trying to recreate bondages or create new bondages. Yeah, this is one way. This is why you need to do the spiritual fighting consciously, because God at some point will say, he said this to me, he said, every time you won so many times without you even knowing that you won, and I sent you new opportunities and new beginnings every time, and they kept stealing from you. And because of this, I'm not giving you a new beginning until you defeat them, because they get too much power by stealing from you and binding themselves to you and swamping places with you. And they are doing harm to others with the power they take from you. You don't feel it because you're very strong, but that's not relevant. What is relevant is that they gain more power to do harm on others through the energy they get from you when they bind themselves to you, when they swamp places with you, when they steal your rights, and so on. Yeah. So this is one way. Another way is transfer of karma. For the transfer of karma, the easiest way they achieve this is through undeserved forgiveness. If you give undeserved forgiveness to someone, they don't pay karma. That means they transfer karma to you. You're going to pay the karma for them, for the harm they've done. You need to pay very close attention to this. To me personally, my boundary is that as long as you haven't done redemption and you haven't returned to me what you stole from me or in my name or in any way related to me, using my name in any way, shape, or form, you have no chance to have any dialogue with me. I do not allow and agree and accept any kind of dialogue as long as you haven't done redemption. Why? It's very simple. First, because you should give back what you stole from me. It's just normal, yeah. Second is because that's a proof that you are not remorseful and you are not on the right path. Therefore, you're carrying darkness with you. So if I have any kind of dialogue with you, you're just going to aim to trick me, to put witchcraft on me. And this can be done in many ways, even by just speaking to you, even by just touching you. If you shake hands with somebody who's done a witchcraft spell on you, it still affects your energy. So I don't see why I should make this compromise and give you the chance to have a dialogue with me, for you to try to do all of this harm to me. I think it's stupid. I think it would be nothing else than stupid to allow, as long as I already know all this, to allow you to even have any kind of human dialogue or discussion or explanation. I'm not interested in your apologies if they are not backed up by actions. God says apologies are important because they show that they assume responsibility. I said, excuse me, man, but your boys have put bondages and sacrifice rituals on all my race. So I'm not interested in their apologies. I'm interested in them doing redemption and giving back what they stole from me and everybody from my soul lineage, which is my race. As simple as this. I am not interested in their apologies. Nothing changes with their apologies, not to mention, I know they are not heartfelt as long as you do not match the apology with action. You need to give back what you stole and what you facilitated to be stolen from me. Period. That's it. I'm not even starting to discuss the smearing campaigns and all of the attacks and so on. Okay, so undeserved forgiveness is one way they transfer karma to you. Another way is to make you settle. So they would negotiate with you, they will play victim, they will say, oh my God, we've been tricked. They will play the blame game, saying it's not my fault, it's the other one's fault. He tricked me, he did this, he did that. I don't care, man. I literally just don't care. All these people that are doing all of these bondages literally claim to be spiritual people, so you should have known. As simple as this. You should have known. And you did. If you didn't, then you should pay the price. Simple as this. But again, they will play the victim and they will play the blame game, trying to scapegoat somebody else, one person, to take the blame. Usually they will choose the one that has more chances that will receive undeserved forgiveness from you. Because then they get to transfer karma, all of them. They only need one to be accepted by you. And they will transfer karma to you through that one individual. Yeah. So they get somebody to speak to you and to get you to give undeserved forgiveness. And then that individual will speak in your name. This is very important to understand. They will send new people in your life. If you don't accept any of the old ones, they will send new people in your life to transfer karma to you. Namely, they will send the person to so-called fall in love with you. You understand? And because you fall in love with them, they will claim you, but it's not a falling in love. I already explained this in other videos. This falling in love doesn't exist. This is just witchcraft they do. This is love bombing, this is sex magic, this is much of attacks being done on you at dream time, and you wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, I feel in love. No, man, no, that's not it. It's just programming. Yeah. All of them doing gang stalking and telepathy, transfer voodoo dolls, binding at you, all sorts of. So they create a voodoo doll of energy, or just a voodoo doll, like physical voodoo doll, on which they put certain entities of certain emotions to bind themselves to your emotional body, to feel lonely, to feel the need to be with someone, longing for somebody, for something, for union, for all sorts of crazy explanations about union with a man and creating twin flames and all sorts of crazy stories, only to make you fall in love. But the falling in love is fake. It's just created by them. Why? Because that man has a purpose. That's a hitman which comes to claim you and to speak in your name, hopefully to unalive you so you won't see what is being done, but to speak in your name. And speaking in your name, he will give undeserved forgiveness for everybody. He will give promises and contracts on all your new divine rights, because you're in a new beginning. Hence, you receive all your divine rights once again. Yeah. All the financial resources associated to whatever divine rights you have, because you have certain divine rights which are supposed to create in this world, create projects, create something, And for these, certain resources are your divine right to come to you. And they will promise that to somebody else. They will make promises before you even receive them. Hence, you will be portrayed as being like you have a debt to give them all of this. They say, she's indebted at me. She must pay this to me because I was promised by her man. What her man? There is no man. Regardless, doesn't matter. They will still do this. They will make punishments and judgments on you, like I previously explained. They will make this from the stupidest situations. Like, for example, they will say, she spends too much money, so we don't think she's wise enough to have money. Hence, we block her money until we decide that she has the right to manage money again. This is just stupid. Literally, it's just stupid, but it's happening. And you have money which was supposed to come to you, and you did not receive them because of this. As stupid as it looks, because of this man. It's just unbelievable. But again, as God said, many of them are immature spirits, and they literally need to learn lessons. This is why more of us need to fight and deliver karma, because they need to learn that they cannot get away with this. Yeah. And that they need to learn that they pay a price, and that is karma. Yeah. They will try to trick you to make you settle for less than you deserve. So they will negotiate with you. They will try to trick you to go back to a previous situation, you know. Like, for example, I resigned because of them, and they are trying to trick me to go back, to accept to go back in MFA for some sort of position, which literally is stupid, because in all workplace all these contracts are done in such a way that your superior hierarchically, I explained all this, can claim you and can speak in your name in their system. It's a system they created, a system of patriarchy, and they literally say, there are these organizations of men only, and they literally say, we don't talk to her, she's a woman, so we need to talk to a man who will speak in her name about her rights. Can you believe this? They do this, yeah. And then they say, well, she's not married, so then we will talk with whoever they decide, you know, either the neighborhood or the priest. If you have a priest that you confess to, he will claim you as well, or your boss, or your family, a man in your family, a father figure, a grandfather figure, a brother figure, a sibling figure, whoever, but a man, you know. And all of a sudden they decide to negotiate with that man your divine rights, although that man has no right over you. And they literally just take this as a rule. And they decide to block your new beginning and your resources and your opportunities for promotion or for business building or for project building and whatever you want to do, based on this, if you can imagine. This is very complex and silly and stupid machinery they created, but you need to understand that they will do this, and they will make all witchcraft and sorcery and necromancy and graveyard magic and all the attacks and even technology use in order to instill on you lack of faith, lack of trust that you get a new beginning, lack of trust in yourself to start a new beginning, some sort of empathy, misplaced empathy to give them forgiveness, or to think that, okay, maybe they're not so guilty, or maybe it wasn't that bad. You know, all of this is just programming, mind programming, by computers sometimes, by technology, by all sorts of methods, which I have described already. Yeah. So you need to understand that it's a time when they all gather together to steal some more from you. Even, for example, you have bills, and I had this issue recently. You have bills which come to your home. If you have noticed in recent years, many institutions send you bill on which they say how much you have to pay for utilities or whatever you pay, and at the end they say, if we how do you say this in English, we do foreclosure, and we take this amount from your income if you didn't pay. And then another phrase says, well, if you paid, ignore this note. But, and for many years I thought this is just stupid, but doesn't matter because it seems like this is a procedure, so whatever. But God has shown to me, no, it's not a procedure. It's the way in which they open in astral the foreclosure procedure on you to steal your new beginning. So they open a fake foreclosure process in astral, and whatever divine rights of financial income and prosperity are meant for you, they will steal that. Namely, I explained how they make a judgment and they redistribute that. Let me use this word, maybe it's more explanatory. Stealing by redistributing your divine right to somebody else, to one of your doppelgangers. Yeah, one of the doppelgangers who impersonate you. Yeah? And they will be in charge of making sure that you don't figure it out. And they will be very motivated to do that because they stand to gain your house, which they stole from you, your car, which they stole from you, your job, which they stole from you, your money, which they stole from you, and so on. Yeah. So this is seems very silly, but it's true. Yeah. And again, it seems innocent when it's being done on paper because at the end they add this phrase: if you paid, disregard this. Yeah, but if I paid, why don't you check? If I paid, why you send this to me? Why you send this to me? Why don't you take 5 minutes to check and to see that I paid, and there is no need to open a foreclosure in astral for me? Yeah. So it's not innocent. I personally was tricked into believing that it was innocent long time ago. And when I started spiritual fighting, consciously God showed me this is not innocent. This is a blocking on your inflow of abundance. And every amount that you have right to it, they will redirect it to somebody else. Because they say you're under foreclosure. Because you didn't contest it. But I keep saying to God, yeah, but I didn't contest it because He said if you paid, you should disregard it, and I paid. And God said, yeah, but they shouldn't have said it in the first place because they opened the foreclosure process, and now you have a bondage on your inflow of abundance. Yeah, so this is for future resources, promises by men who claim you, institutions which do this. Yeah. And all of the other methods which I explained. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. Oh, I hope this helps because I'm trying to systemize the information and to make it as brief as possible to fit in a video, but many times it's so much more to say, and I don't know. I hope it helps you. Yeah.